around, but there is some interesting tidbits going on around the world. Some spicy tea, if you will. Some spicy tea from our government.
Yeah, well, I have the story.
What is the
story?
You
got to try to keep up, though. Yeah. It's kind of a little trickaroo, a little sleight of hand.
There's a little sleight of hand, right?
Yes. Okay, you guys, listen to this. A potential Iranian threat against President Donald Trump led to a secretive move to fly him out of Turkey on a smaller aircraft last month, okay?
Okay.
We're getting the details, though. The security plan was first reported by the Washington Post and confirmed by the New York Times. In it, the president boarded the older Air Force One, only to soon get off the plane into a catering truck. You're going to see this in a few seconds, okay?
There's that catering truck.
He was then taken to an Air Force C-32A aircraft.
Right.
That plane, along with the older Air Force One, now that was the one that people thought he was on, that had reporters and staff and different people on.
Right.
And the newer Qatar gifted plane, they flew to the UK. So all three planes fly to the UK. Then Trump boarded the one that he was said to be on.
Right, to continue on home.
To continue on home. Now, the media outlets at the time reported the change was due to security concerns. A White House spokesman was asked about the secretive plane switch. He said because the U.S. has many enemies, every tool is used to deal with those threats. Now,
which is fair.
Which is fair. Now, here's where we kind of started talking in the newsroom, especially.
This is really interesting, and I find this really fascinating because, and again, I want to emphasize, this isn't about the president. This is about what the government, what the Secret Service and everybody does to protect said president. And I don't know how you feel about this, but they essentially what they did, folks. For those of you who are having trouble following the story, basically, the powers that be knew that this plane was in danger, possibly. And they knew that they didn't want Donald Trump to fly on it, yet they sent that very plane with everybody in the world thinking Donald Trump was on it, with a bunch of reporters and Americans. And what if that attack did come to fruition?
Well,
how
let me give you some precedents. Apparently, President Clinton did this in the year 2000. There was a difference, though.
I heard about
that.
The
press corps was briefed on the operation and its dangers before. So
all the this was very interesting because the reporters had no idea what was going on.
No one knew nothing.
I remember they were getting off the plane and they were like, can you tell us why we were drawing our blinds down? And they had them draw the blinds down, do a bunch of weird things that they don't normally do. And how do you feel about this at home?
I don't know.
Is the life of, the president, whoever it is, more valuable than even one American or a bunch of Americans in this case? And it's, how do you go about protecting it? And that's a very complicated job.
And keeping the secrets you have to keep, but also...
But you see the trickery that they do, and who knows? I mean, I'm sure every president's done it.
I'm
mean,
sure
certainly,
they do it all the time.
Certainly.
Yeah.
I mean, but
celebrities do it.
And even celebrities, for sure.
For sure.
Princess Diana used to do that all the time.
Yeah, so there you go.
But isn't that interesting, though? I didn't know that they did that kind of stuff.
Well, speaking of
this is interesting, guys. I love this. I love this guy, guys. The driver could have just dropped off the package, guys, and left. Instead, he turned a routine delivery into a moment this family says they will never forget, guys. Look at this story, guys. Video caught on tape. Ange Burnett's Ring camera Monday shows an Amazon worker untangling an American flag. There you go.
Yeah.
And then he takes the time to salute the flag, guys. It's absolutely just really cool to see this moment of pause. Burnett says it happened after the driver delivered a package to her home in Built County. She says, WLKY, that we're a military family, and my husband's veteran has 2 nephews who served in the U.S. Army, and that meant a lot to us.
Wow.
It touched our heart.
Yeah.
Wow. So this is interesting.
They were a veteran family. Did you see how he did the proper moves and everything like that?
I did. I mean,
I just think it's beautiful.
I think that was really cool.
You're always a veteran, no matter even if you're delivering Amazon, whatever. You're always a veteran. That's always the flag.
See that?
Yes. Exactly.
Love that, guys.
But it is Tuesday.
It is Tuesday, guys.
And we have some music news.
Yeah.
Take a look at this, you guys. Mattel is paying tribute to superstar Whitney Houston with a new Barbie doll.
I love it.
The company has introduced the Whitney Houston Barbie signature doll. The doll features Houston's look from her I Wanna Dance with Somebody music video, which is my favorite song, complete with a purple dress, colorful earrings, and an 80s styled hair. Remember the hair? We were talking about hair not too long ago. The doll comes with a microphone and a mic stand. Mattel says it's created the doll with the help of Pat Houston, the singer's sister-in-law. And Whitney Houston Barbie doll doll is available online and retail. Price is $60.
$60 for a Barbie doll?
I can't. Now, back in my day, I think
$60?
Barbie was 30, I think.
Come on, $60?
20, I don't remember now, but 60 seems
Imagine
high,
a kid, $60?
I don't know.
All right, well.
Could be a collector's item. Whitney
whatever.
Houston. There you
know
go.
What? How about a toy for a kid? You know, how about making that? But
Now-
guys, this is interesting, guys. Talk
us about this.
talk about taking your time, guys. Have a listen to this.
Okay.
You hear that? That's the sound of a chord that's been years in the making, guys. A tiny organ is playing a piece that won't end for another 600 years. Crowds filled a medieval church in Germany this week to witness the 17th chord change,
Wow.
with sandbags holding down the keys to keep the notes playing.
Oh, okay.
The concert began nearly 25 years ago, playing As Slow as Possible, and that's the name of the piece by American composer John Cage. And guys, get this, the next chord change is set for October of
Next year.
next year, yes.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I wrote 2640 here, but that's not correct.
Well, but we know the final note.
Oh, that's the final note,
The final
sorry.
note is not until the year
And this-
2640.
guys,
That's insane.
I love this, and this is interesting because I knew a whole different story about this particular composer. He composed what was called the Silent Prayer, which was basically like 4.5 minutes of 3 parts, a 3-part piece where all the musicians just sat at attention. And never played. They never played a single note.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that interesting? And
Yeah.
so he's just this avant-garde guy. And I guess the purpose of that particular concert was to show people that silence is actually impossible, because when you would wait, when those musicians would be perfectly silent, you would start noticing other things in the theater, like people getting frustrated and leaving, or
Yeah.
squeaking seats or things like that. It was kind of an
Well, what do
interesting
you think about this that's going on right now? What do you think the message is of the length?
I,
Not the silence, but the length.
the
Slow.
patience. I mean, I could be. I might, if I'm looking being existential, it could be like a
Yeah.
statement about how slow things really are in life. You know what I mean? And how
Yes.
the decisions we make don't.
Well, our
know.
Daniel Nemez, our former meteorologist, he didn't like songs longer than 2.5 minutes, he said. So I don't think he could make this one. But our new meteorologist
get
is
him
in
in
town.
here. We're late to the party.
Dylan
We're late.
R. What do you think about that? How long could you sit at a concert? Could you sit 600 years?
Not quite 600
Okay.
years, but that normal 2-hour range you typically see for concerts, I'd say is pretty good.
Okay. He's got 2 hours in him.
It's reasonable.
All right. Well, what's going on outside?